there.
Why? What happened?
They fired me. And it's all her fault.
Fired you? How could they fire Mr. Terrific?
How? I'll tell you how. The newly hired...
I'm glad you're here, Mr. Barton. I went down to the courthouse this morning.
This isn't a social call. This morning, when I got in my car, somebody let the air out of my tire. I know she did it.
But that's ridiculous.
If I get you on my property, I'm going to have her arrested.
Oh, Mr. Barton, I assure you my mother had nothing to do with your tires. It was just a coincidence.
Coincidence?
Oh, you're getting there, rest. You're doing fine.
Dr. Jackson, outside call. Dr. Jackson, outside call.
You know why I call you Pussycat, Pussycat?
Why, Ma? Because you only gave me yarn for Christmas?
Oh, I wanted to show Sven as many of the sights as possible, Big.
Did you get a picture of him with that Mr. Whipple cut out at the A&P?
We just stopped to pick up breakfast before we started off on our big day.
Will you ladies join us?
What are you making?
Grinderhoven.
What's that?
Oatmeal. It's usually served with a cracker made from yakin test.
These paramedics never give up.
Don't end this, Blanche. My wife doesn't understand me.
Well, I do. You're a cheat. Get out.
Could I come in? I felt so safe with you.
Listen, I felt safe with you when you were 3.
And you always used to smell from a Midnight in Paris perfume.
Better than this, huh?
It sure was nice.
It still is.
No, I can't go on.
No, now you have to, Marty. Just a little while longer and I'll have that $1,000 and you will have a wonderful story to tell your poker club.
No, I'm sorry, Blanche. I quit.
Don't you dare.
No, I quit.
Don't you dare leave the dance floor.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like couple number 29 is out of the competition. And that little lady on the...
Point the way.
Oh, good. It's on the second floor.
Thanks a lot, Rose. Oh, this is a great Valentine's weekend. Stuck in a hotel at a nudist camp for 10 hours.
I'm sorry, Dorothy. It's all my fault. I misunderstood the brochure.
We'll help you next week. The point is, she practically glows every time she speaks his name.
Do you think Dorothy's in love?
Well, she's very definitely smitten. And with a little help from us, I think she can fire Cupid's arrow into the tushy of love.
The tushy of... Please, call me Ma.
Ma?
Not you.
Popcorn, Ma?
Oh, no, it gets caught in my teeth. I tell you what, I'll floss them while you nap. You're a good kid.
Yourself. This is today's poll. Blanche, I never expected that they would figure out it was you in that picture. I felt terrible when they did.
Well, how do you think I feel? People think I slept with you.
Blanche, all my life,
We have no view.
Oh,
When the revolution comes and the heads of the imperialist swine are impaled on sticks stuck in the sand for the peoples to spit on, you'll be glad you don't got a view.
I'm sorry. Does Rose know?
No.
Oh, good. I don't think you ought to tell her. After all, she's not as worldly and sophisticated about these things as I am.
absolutely. If she finds out Danny Thomas is a lesbian, they'll break up.
Of course, Mel Bushman, old reliable, Mr. Backup. How long has it been, 3 years that the two of you have been insignificant others?
Yeah, yes it has been. You know, Mel and I have something really unique. We're like, I don't know, what do you call it? When two people get together when they need somebody, but they didn't have eyes. You know, I can't eat anything with eyes, like lobster.
I can't eat anything that moves.
Like what, Rose? Horses?
Like oysters.
Oysters don't move.
Coco, they could dance. Who cares? Tell us.
Oysters move. Very. That now my mind is made up.
Blanche, are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. Lily ought to be covered for at least 2 years with that money in my bosom account.
Blanche, I'm proud of you, but why the sudden change of heart?
Oh, well, I guess this cosmetic surgery business.
Set sail for America. 500 people, filled with hope, singing, laughing, drinking. Actually, only the Irish were drinking. But I digress. Of course, on the second day, things took a turn for the worse. For the next month and a half, the storm-tossed seas made all...
San Quentin. 15 years I spent in that stinking hole. I saw violence, I saw despair, I saw Johnny Cash 8 times.
Well, I guess that concludes the interview, unless there are any questions.
Okay, how do I look?
The outfit's nice. Now go put some makeup on.
Come on, I'm wearing makeup.
Make sure you eat by candlelight. Oh, Dorothy, you look lovely. You really do. Lovely isn't good enough. She's got a date with Jeffrey, the Commodore. He's a Commodore in the Navy?
No. Purse.
Still worried about the money you owe the government?
Oh, no, Blanche. I'm worried about whether Michael Jackson will be able to buy the remains of the Elephant Man.
Really? Gee, I'd be worried about the money.
Oh, not that kind of circus. A herring circus. Sort of like SeaWorld. Only smaller. Much, much smaller. But bigger than a flea circus.
Tell me, Rose,
Dorotea, tu mantieni la finestra ferma.
Dorothy, you hold the window in place.
Rosa, tu martelli.
Rose will do the hammering.
Blanche, tu avviti.
Blanche, you'll do the screwing. And he came up with that one on his own, I swear. Look, Mr. Feinbaum's totally naked in his bedroom window.
that is the third time we caught you cheating. Ma, you're out of the game.
Hey, give me a break. When you're 80, you're allowed to cheat, just like you're allowed to take money out of your daughter's purse. Whoops. Was that the phone?
We are. Yeah, but don't count your money yet. Those are the 2 males.
Call.
Hello,
Hi, you're on the air with Dr. Kelly. I need your first name only.
my name is Cher.
And your problem, Cher?
I have a 55-year-old daughter named Dorothy. Dorothy's Bornak. She's got problems.
Having to...
Hold on, Dorothy. This is a joke, isn't it? He didn't really pick you up, man.
Oh, Blanche, I didn't even want the part, but Jason said I have presents.
listen, I really have to go to work.
He actually picked you over me. I do not believe this. I have been had.
I know.
Clarence. I think maybe I'd better put it in now. There, that's better.
The computer made a mistake. Ma, that money doesn't belong to you. Now, how much are we talking about?
Enough to have you rubbed out if you rat on me. So far, 170 grand, but I haven't checked today's mail.
It was awfully sweet of you to go.
Hi, Ma.
Dorothy, how do you make your voice do that?
Here, honey, I picked up your new glasses.
Oh, thank God. Now I can see. Oh, wait a minute. These are no good.
What, are they the wrong prescription?
No, the wrong frames. I specifically asked for old lady smoking. Uh-huh. Yeah, right. 6 o'clock at Mildred's. We're putting together a list of demands to present to that scuzzball McCracken at work tomorrow. Good. Oh, and Edna.
Bring some sherry. Nobody bought that glaucoma story when you whipped out that reefer last.
Well, Marvin is just a little shy. He'll warm up and be more talkative when we go to dinner.
What do you mean, we?
Well, Marvin's eyes aren't what they used to be, and he's not allowed to drive. So he asked me if I would. I hope you don't mind. Marvin wants so much to make a good impression. Well, sort of.
Well, then that's that. Lillian's problems are solved. Isn't this terrific?
Terrific. Ma, this is wonderful. I mean, this is a real happy ending. So, how come I don't feel all that happy?
Oh, ladies, listen, as long as we're not going to die after all, I suggest everything we said tonight won't go any further than the three of us.
Well, back in the Scouts, we used to make it official by pricking our fingers with a penknife and taking a blood oath. What do you say, girls?
Oh, shut up,
Rose. Gee, I'm glad everything's back to normal. You don't tell them their father's dead.
Now look, Big Daddy didn't sound sick when I talked to him. He was just missing me. And Virginia's always accusing me of not being there when the family needs me. This is just her way of getting me to rush home. Believe me, everything's fine.
Well, just the same, Blanche, I think I better go to Atlanta with you.
You may all hate Fidel right now, but I know the next time I'm sitting in the park on a warm, sunny day, and I smell the aroma of a cheap cigar, I'll think of Fidel Santiago. Who said that? You did. At the beauty parlor, don't you remember? And Agnes said you were a lot of hot air, and you said she was just jealous because she wasn't getting any? And I said, getting any what? And you said rice pudding, Rose?
She's not in here.
Well, maybe she had trouble with her pacemaker, and since we weren't here, she called him.
Oh, my God.
Over there. No, I said over there.
They mean something. A black rose means a family member is dying. A white carnation means a newborn is on the way. A dead rabbit means my husband knows, get out of town.
Knows what?
The school...
You say about the old olive tree. Although it's ancient and all, and not much to look at, it still has the tastiest, plumpest olives. Tashira, how about an olive?
Olive?
Look, I realize you don't understand most of this, but that's okay. Go. Have you eaten? Well, I haven't. Goodbye. That's right. Sophia, we can't. We haven't all gotten our calls.
Oh, forget it. She's not going to call. Hello?
What is it? I want to talk about us. Rose, even though we've only been dating for a short period of time, I feel that our relationship is starting to get serious.
I feel the same way.
I want you to know I care for you a lot, but there's a problem we cannot continue to ignore. Rose, in order for a relationship...
Admit it. Wasn't it worth the trip to the bad part of town?
That guy almost got my purse, Miles.
Almost doesn't count, Rose. How about those Cajun drumsticks? Oh, I can still smell those Cajun drumsticks.
I'm not surprised you put one in each pocket.
Oh, that's tomorrow's lunch, sweetheart.
Trust me, Raymond, there is no way Ma is going with us to the Bahamas. I promise. I promise I'll tell her.
I hope you will.
You've been so understanding about Ma. I appreciate it.
It's okay. I respect your being so considerate of your mother.
Thank you.
Have you ever considered having her put
In World War I, she told us mustard gas was something you got from eating too many hot dogs. That's why to this day in St. Olaf, everyone celebrates the 4th of July with a thin omelet on a bun.
What do you say, after we fire Marguerite, we each...
Oh, come on now. I heard you laughing. What's so funny?
For starters, Gina's a lesbian.
What's funny about that?
You aren't surprised?
Of course not. I mean, I've never known any personally, but isn't Danny Thomas one?
Moving along to item number 17. A leather jacket recently worn in concert by one of the world's leading musical talents.
Get ready, this is it.
I have a really dumb question. And I have a box of chiclets. What's your point? How high do we bid?
Hi.
How did she die?
You know, we're not sure. One night, she left in her wheelchair and she never came back. The next day, the neighborhood kids had a go-kart with two really big fat wheels.
Howdy, ladies. My name's Rusty. I don't recollect seeing you two fillies around these parts. Mind if a lonesome cowboy puts his saddlebags around your campfire?
Give us a break, would you, Matt?
Howdy, ma'am. My name's Rusty.
Ladies, I think a toast is in order. Here's to the woman of the hour. A woman whose grace and kindness and warmth and concern for others is an inspiration to us all. Here's to Blanche.
And he's mad at her. Think what he's gonna say about me. You killed Mrs. Claxton 2 days ago. I mean, she died 2 days ago. Well, Rose knows she didn't do anything. She's just upset. Rose, go to her funeral, have a good cry. You'll feel a lot better.
There isn't going to be a funeral. Mrs. Claxton didn't have any friends or relatives.
Josie, you're the prettiest girl in the county.
Shut up! Go on, Biff.
I need your answer now, Josie. What's it going to be?
I want you to take me, Biff.
Cheating on Dorothy left, right, and sideways. Oh, yeah. I love you.
Sophia, listen, I know I always haven't been the best son-in-law, but I've got other memories, good memories. The four of us watching TV on that ugly green sofa Sal bought from his boss. Summer weekends on the Jersey Shore. It hasn't been all bad.
I think I pushed the wrong button.
Rose, don't worry about it. Somehow, this Christmas it fits.
Loading up our woodies with the boards inside, then heading out singing our song. Come on, baby.
Florida coastline, with only this towel between your hot flesh and the cold, wet sand.
I brought my son Skippy home from the hospital in this towel dump.
You're lying, Blanche. At 2, Judas.
No, it's me, Rose.
So you two found out about this thing too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Well, let me give you a little friendly advice. You're wasting your time. Because that
Michael, couldn't you have tried to make it work before you just walked away?
Oh, I tried. God knows I tried. But Ma, she didn't understand who I am. She didn't understand I'm a free spirit. And that's why I like to come home. Because you understand me.
You mean it's not...
We are going ice skating.
Dorothy, oh my God, can you believe it?
Hey, Puerto Ricans can ice skate.
Dorothy! Dorothy, look! It's the carving, see? Sal loves Sophia.
Oh, Ma!
You're Sophia?
That's right.
Nice doing business with you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello there. Who was that?
Gasman.
Oh, it's so good to see you both home. We took good care of your plate, Blanche.
Oh, thanks. You know, I became a new person on this trip. I realized that we...
Can he play a song on those little horns?
No, but he can balance a ball on his nose if you throw him a catfish first.
This is like a Twilight Zone. Somehow we got on a train that ended up inside Rose's mind.
Yeah, when is the next train?
Please. Blanche, maybe I should explain something to you. I dated my high school sweetheart for years.
We married right out of school, and we were both virgins on our wedding night.
I'm sorry, I thought you were making it funny. But on no more tuna fish.
Blanche, you hate tuna fish.
All right, then no more tuna fishermen.
Hi, girls. Do these pearls look okay with this?
Honey, pearls look fine with everything, from the fanciest dress to...
Bringing a pine log. Check a bull for a hernia?
I guess the really rough part is getting him to turn his head and cough.
Come on, Rose, pick a category we can compete in. All right, what about that dance marathon? Whose butt got whooped that night? How did you know that...
Nobody takes my mama's jewels without swinging for it. Nighty night.
So those are the facts, ladies. It's not a pretty picture. 1 out of
8. Why can't you people see that there's another point of view? Now get away from here. We've got work.
Dorothy, is Blanche around?
No, she hasn't come in yet.
Good. Then we can talk about the banquet. How's everything going?
Just fine. She doesn't suspect a thing.
I can't wait to see her face when she finds out the banquet is to honor her for all the good work she's done around here.
I can't either.
Well, I'm going to finish the speech I'm writing for Blanche.
A wheelchair satisfies a woman. It's a short story, but I think it makes my point.
Hello, my lovelies. Sophia, I'm sorry I tossed you out last night, but it was for a good cause.
That's okay, Blanche. Andy took me home in the limo, and boy, did we have fun. I figured out why they call it a moon roof.
You?
Oh, a person cannot open a letter anymore without being accosted by some vile, disgusting thing. I thought it was against the law to send filth like this through the mail.
Oh, no. What is it, Blanche?
A letter from the IRS.
Never said before.
Dorothy, this isn't on Golden Pond.
I know, Mom.
And you're not Jane Fonda.
All right. You made your point.
Quality time has to come naturally. It happens when you're not thinking about it. Like when we're cutting vegetables together, that's quality time.
I was hoping for something a little more magical than that.
Let me tell you.
The two of you is being married, and I didn't want Max taking Pop's place. But now that I see the two of you so much in love, I realize I was just being selfish. Ma, I want you to be happy. And I know Pop would too.
Olga Nielsen is a terrific bowler. They could beat us.
There is no us, Rose. I am not bowling with you.
Oh, Dorothy, I don't ask many favors of you, but I'm asking one now. I'm begging, please, as a friend, be my partner. Blanche is...
The one in Jacksonville, they used to come to our dances. Why are you going there?
Murder.
You're going to meet some great gals.
Oh, that all Americans are as dumb as Rose. That would rock the very foundation of our government, undermine our great leaders, and potentially topple our entire democracy.
Rocky IV had a profound effect on you, didn't it? Come on, we have to tell him the truth.
Hi, girls.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I promise that I will say Hail Marys until Madonna has a hit movie.
Hi. Here's my $8. Let's get started, Dorothy.
Oh, I'm not Dorothy, she is.
I'll give you $4. Let's get started.
So, kids, what's going on? Well, Doc, I have some news. I sort of slept with Dorothy's sister. Hey, you're off the monkey. Mazel tov.
Oh, my
Well, I was in my aerobics class when I noticed this gorgeous man checking me out. So during the buttocks lifts, he motioned for my phone number. Well, I didn't want to appear easy, so I rolled over on my back and flung my legs over my head.
That's what I call giving him a brush off.
This church.
Well, if you're not leaving the priesthood, then I just made a complete ass of myself. Excuse my language, Father, but as an English teacher, I can tell you that's the most appropriate description.
No, it's not.
Oh, how can you say
Me ever since I was a little girl, when I first heard my parents whispering about the St. Olaf slasher. Slasher? Yes! Oh, he terrorized St. Olaf for months. In the dark of night, he'd sneak into an unsuspecting farmer's field and mercilessly slash his scarecrow to shreds. In denial.
Look, Fluffhead. Why should I deny being in denial when I never said I was in denial? You are the one who said I was in denial, and don't you deny it.
Listen, Dorothy. Core and tennis 14, and a double letter score is 18, 19, 20, 23, and a triple word score makes a total of 69 points. I win.
Wait a minute. There is no such word as that.
There certainly is.
Fine, I'll look it up. And if it isn't in the dictionary... Norman, why are you ripping the pages out of that book?
Because my daddy's rich.
Norman, do you know that there are boys and girls less fortunate than you who have never even seen a book?
Hey, everybody's got those sad stories.
It's all you...
Will you come with me for moral support?
Oh, not tonight, Rose. No, I want to get to bed early, curl up with a good book.
That's all you ever do.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is, Dorothy. That's all you've done lately, and it's pathetic. What's even more pathetic is that I've been home to watch. We may not agree with the fishermen, but we want this demonstration to be peaceful, in the tradition of, you know, the short-polled Indian fellow with the glasses and the diapers. You know, the one who didn't eat and won an Oscar.
Hi, Rose. Let me change capes and we'll be on our way.
In my office, terrific. Now.
Say please, Mr. Producer. Little twerp. He was on my show when he was 5. He sat on my...
Place his. His dog lifted his leg on an electric fence. Poor Sparky. To show him how sorry I am, I'm going to go to the pound and get him another pet. Rose, I really think... We'll make him eat dirt for breakfast. Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Hi, girls. How's it going? How was practice, Rose? The boys okay? No time to chat now. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Lunch.
You're meeting him again, aren't you?
Who, Dorothy?
Who else?
I just have to see what Joe has to say about all of this.
You just have to see what Joe has to say about all this, huh? And this Joe, would he happen to be Joe Mama?
Hi, Joe Stewart, he's my business.
This godforsaken island.
Hey, so we made a few mistakes, huh? Nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? You almost killed us, you nitwits. I hate you. I curse the day I ever laid eyes on you. I curse the day your mama ever laid eyes on your daddy. I curse the day your daddy ever laid down with your mama. Anyway, Mother was having trouble with her transmission, and Andy was in...
After 1 o'clock. You're late.
So done. Mrs. Claxton, we want you to know we all appreciate you coming down here in person to help us save the tree.
I'm not here to save it. I'm here to make sure they tear it down. I hate trees. I hate people.
Well, Mrs. Claxton, Rose told us you said you were going to help us.
That's right.
And now you're not?
That's right.
Well, why did you
Honey, what you looking for?
Nothing.
Now, Sophia, tell me the truth.
You know, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark.
It's their cheese. They refuse to use preservatives. I mean, between Dorothy and Eddie, there is something peculiar in that relationship.
You're right. And I'm going to find... But the important thing is, you're all a chucklehead. and we wouldn't trade you in for any other chucklehead in the whole wide world. Why don't you take it, Dorothy?
Honey, you listen to me. What you did was great. It was historic. Honey, you're what?
Show. I said no. And he ended up with a monkey. Draw your own conclusions.
T-E-R-R-I-F-I-C. Shove a mister in the front and you've got me.
Confident.
Well, she slept with 2 of the commissioners.
That works in Sicily and New York.
I've got great news. I've just come from Mrs. Claxton's, and she said she wants to save the tree. You're kidding!
How did you manage that?
With persistence. I've gone to her house.
As it turned out, Stan's mother wasn't so bad after all.
Please, the woman wasn't human. I think she ate mice.
Hello? Charlie! Hey, everyone, it's Charlie Jr.
Well, not all the time. There's some other stuff. But I probably shouldn't tell you till you're 70.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Becky.
Having the family I need.
Well, I would certainly never have a baby artificially, and I do not approve of you doing it either.
Well, if that's the way you want it, Mama, then you're gonna lose me and your grandchild.
Of course I would. I got it on sale. I can't return it.
Oh, hi, Dorothy. We just went shopping for Sophia's party.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
I am having the hardest time finding a present. What are you getting, Sophia, Dorothy?
I would rather not say.
It's a surprise. You know what it is?
That's right.
Well, how come she gets to know?
Oh, that's too bad.
Tragic.
Terrible.
But there's hope.
What?
There's really nothing wrong with baby, physically.
He has a mental problem.
4 grown women decide to live with a pig, and he's the one with a mental problem.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it a
Just a little depressed.
Really? You know, I'm depressed, too. What are you depressed about?
Alvin and I had a fight. I'm making a scarf for a friend I don't have anymore.
I know exactly how you feel. I made these for Fernando.
I thought you broke up with that.
Dorothy, once we get in there, we have to exercise psychological control. That's why I'm wearing this suit.
You make me sick.
Hey, everyone knows good guys wear white. This suit subliminally tells the auditor I'm a good guy.
I could vomit just looking at you.
Mr. and Mrs. Bornak, step into my office, please.
I thought that's what was bothering me, but Ken, if I loved you, I'd follow you anywhere. I'm sorry.
I see.
I think we were both trying too hard to make this work, you on your terms, me on mine, but I know that I am not prepared to give up my...
Whatever you think I did. I hope it was worth all the pain. You show disrespect for our family, and family is sacred where I come from. Phil knew how I felt. You think it was easy for me?
I did what I had to do.
But what did I do?
You know very well what you did.
I swear.
What a meal, Rose, and what a deal, Rose. Uncle Cluck's tastes just like chicken all-you-can-eat buffet.
You love your early bird specials.
You bet, especially when they forget to collect the coupon. Come on, Rose.
Blanche, I want to apologize.
Okay,
I apologize.
that's it?
I can't think of anything else to say. I behaved terribly.
I know.
No, you don't. Oh, I went to Stan's hotel room tonight because I thought you were there.
Well, I wasn't.
No, that one, won't you?
Oh, that's wonderful, honey. That's just wonderful. You know what the best part is? I get to stay here. That's what worried me the most. I mean, I don't think I ever really doubted that somehow I'd wind up on my feet, but what worried me and scared me was that I'd have to leave my friends and my family. Honey. I beg your pardon?
Nothing. Popcorn?
Oh, no, thanks.
So, you think he might still be in love with his ex-wife?
Well, they're still good friends. I mean, he talks about her all the time.
Then we probably should have told her about the letters.
I think you're right.
Come on, let's see if we can find them.
But being vice principal of a junior high school isn't as glamorous as it used to be. Oh, sure, I still get to store all the chocolate clusters in my garage from the new band uniform drive. And, of course, I am the advisor.
You'll just have to go on without me.
Go on without you. Honey, this is not a wagon train. This is a double date. It doesn't work that way. It's a both of us or nothing.
You'll just have to cancel your date, too.
Cancel my date with Larry? Oh, Dorothy, how long have you been...
Surgery? You mean heart bypass?
Yeah, the doctor says the problem's been brewing for years. I don't understand it. I always exercise, eat healthy.
Oh, please. Your idea of healthy eating is taking the skin off a knockwurst.
Whatever. He says I don't have a choice anymore. Oh, Dorothy.
Oh, come on.
Of course, I'll have to see pictures of the father before I commit.
Well, if you're really interested, I could call the office and see about sending over 2 girls.
Great, count me in.
Was the last thing that you remember before that fire?
Meatloaf. 9 days in a row.
Their only witness is dead. That ought to work in our favor.
Dorothy, that hot plate was mine. I made s'mores all the time. I hate...
So much.
Oh, boy, not me. I'm too excited to sleep.
No, you're not. You're beat too.
Oh, yeah, I'm beat too. Oh, I'm so beat, I won't be able to hear a thing that goes on. I don't care what happens. But I sure would like to hear about it all in the morning.
Give me the earphones, Bobby. You go get some rest. Go ahead.
Okay, Al.
I hurt my knee dancing in my room. Excuse me, but do I know you? You look awfully familiar.
I get that a lot. People say I look like Wilma Flintstone. Not when she was on the air, more the way she looks today.
No. I can see that too. But you remind me of...
Sanitarium up north?
I'm going to enter the U.S. Senior Sports Classic, and I'm going to win.
I had no idea that you could skate that well.
Oh, when I was young, my folks had me train for the U.S. team. The day the Olympic Committee came to St. Olaf, I was so nervous.
Wonderful thing that could happen to a man. And it's all because of you. For the first time in my life, I'm batting .310. And I like myself.
Oh, Blanche, you really know how to mold a man.
Cards.
We are not playing cards. We are playing gin rummy.
And she stinks at it. We've been doing it for 30 years. She hasn't beaten me once.
Yeah, tonight's going to be different. Tonight, the 30 years of humiliation ends.
Ooh, I'm so scared. My dentures are chattering. Hi. Oh, Rose, honey. In Mr. William Shakespeare's masterpiece, Macbeth, I feel sure after our date he'll make a decision in my favor.
Oh, come on. Now, Blanche, you're not just using this guy to get a part in a play.
Of course not, Dorothy. I'm gonna let him use me to get a part in the play.
Blanche! Blanche! Does he have a friend for Dorothy? We know this is...
That was the worst night I've ever spent in bed with a woman in my life.
Wait a minute, Ham. Are you saying the only reason you've kept turning me down is because of the bad time you had that night?
Yes. Oh, well, Blanche, this changes everything. There's all that...
cheating on Dorothy left, right, and sideways. Oh, yeah. I love you.
Sophia, listen, I know I always haven't been the best son-in-law, but I've got other memories, good memories. The four of us watching TV on that ugly green sofa Sal bought from his boss. Summer weekends on the Jersey Shore. It hasn't been all bad.
Well, think about it.
I will. I mean, this is something to think about.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, God, this is going to be awful.
I'm looking forward to this. I mean, you meet the mother, it gives you a pretty good idea what the daughter's going to look like in 30 years.
Only if you lock me in the dryer.
What are you talking about?
I never heard such a racket.
I thought you were making love.
No, I wasn't. No, it was a nightmare, an awful nightmare, just terrible.
Isn't it interesting how the sounds are the same for awful...
Oh, no thanks. I'm doing what we all should be doing, dieting for the Bachelorette auction next Saturday.
Not all of us. I told you, Rose, count me out. Now, even if it is for charity, I am not going to stand up there and allow myself to be sold to the highest bidder like some Holstein cow at a livestock auction.
These are the after pictures of satisfied customers. I was thinking about having my breasts done like hers.
All right, Blanche, but do you think black really suits you?
Here you go, sweetheart. Dorothy, have you ever heard of something called dirty dancing?
Well, of course, Blanche.
Working with you.
Me too, and you know why? Because we're not just partners, we're friends. We're good friends.
I feel like I could say anything to you.
Well, of course you can, Sugar Plum.
Even criticize your artwork.
Well, of course. The whole point of collaborating is to get beyond our egos and come up with something we both like. What do you think?
Well, this could use a few minor changes. All that was left were a few deposit slips and a pen with a chain attached to it floating in the muck.
Amazing.
My story?
No, my patience at this hour. Can we get on with this?
Okay. I'll go first.
Don't.
No, not really.
Prove it. Put your money where your mouth is.
If there isn't already a sweet roll there.
Right, all right, but now nobody looked.
I always thought you had to pass 0 to hit that number.
Lead his people through whatever battles need to be fought. Dorothy, that young peasant girl was me. And that young man was Winston Churchill.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join Dorothy and Stanley in blah, 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 followed by rings and into the vows.
Dorothy, I vow to you that my love is pure.
Well, isn't that something? You think you know somebody, then you find out something like this. Hard to believe.
I'll say. To think Dorothy's lived with the Temptations. I've never even been to one of their concerts.
Ma, why did you do that?
Playboy is running a spread on the substitute teachers of Miami. Oh, I'll get it.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Blanche Devereaux. Man, broad-shouldered and apparently had about as much taste in women as other men with flawed choicing skills.
Your chin's too, Dorothy.
You know, I exactly is Ricky?
Lucy's husband.
I thought Desi was...
Dorothy, if there's something you're aching to do, then you simply have to do it. Do you remember when we went to amateur night at the Comedy Barrel? Honey, I know you've got to be as good as some of those people.
I couldn't. I'd be up there sweating bullets.
And dodging some.
No, you should try it, Dorothy, and we'd be right there, front and center, cheering you on.
Nice pants, Rose.
Strongly recommend.
Yes. I owe you a beer.
I'm gonna go make a few phone calls. I'd like to see some friends before we go back tomorrow.
Where are you going?
Back to school.
Flying?
Yeah.
You'd be safer hitching.
Oliver, don't start.
Hey, I'm a test pilot. Who knows better than I what goes on up there?
Oliver, I don't...
That is very sweet. Well, I guess we'll see each other at the book signing.
Oh, I meant to ask you, by any chance, do you happen to know what happened to Big Daddy's pocket watch? Virginia says you took it after the funeral.
That pocket watch meant so much to me. What? He's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. I cannot believe a man like that would be interested in Rose.
And I guess he's not perfect after all.
That's right, Dorothy. Thank you. I feel so much better.
You're living with Robin Givens.
Hey, refreshing, Rose. It's like driving in the country and getting lost. You may not know where you are, but you always have a good time finding your way out.
That was a compliment, wasn't it?
Come on.
Would you like to see it?
Is it a two-piece?
Yes.
No.
Oh, this is just so exciting. I love construction workers. Good with their hands, dumb as stumps, and don't mind showing their buns when they bend over.
Hey, look what I found. The beat and good at math. I'm so glad you got your own Disneyland. Thank you. Goodbye. Dorothy! Dorothy! Mr. Yamamoto just called about a teaching job.
Having a chaperone is an old Southern tradition. Grammy here brought me up since I was a child. She's the one who taught me how to put up peach preserves and make my own clothes.
We was po. Side goes, we just take things slow. And if it turns out that we can't be anything more than just good friends, well, that's good enough for me.
I'm a lucky man to have found someone like you.
I feel the same way. If you ask me, people rely too much.
Unless she really cares, take it from me. And I happen to like you.
My life stinks.
I know. Things are tough at home, and that really does stink. But you have a choice. You can tough it out, or you can let it beat you. But right now you're here, and this doesn't...
Mother? And I found you can't give a sponge bath without the patient's consent.
Oh, Ma, I'm so sorry about everything. I'm sorry I asked you to move that sofa. I'm sorry that you're sick. I swear I'll never ask you to move furniture again. Oh, God, I'm just so happy you're safe.
Speak. Which reminds me, Rose, your rent check is late.
Hello? Yes, she is. It's for you, Leona.
Who is it?
Your father.
Big Daddy? Is that you, Big Daddy? Hello, darling. How are you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Being right-handed, I would slash from left to right. But from the fact that the murder weapon was dropped to the left of the victim, we can deduce that the murderer is left-handed. Notice that Gloria, like most left-handed people, wears her wristwatch on her right wrist. Dressing provided an emotional outlet.
I may be old-fashioned, but why didn't he just drink?
Tell me, is Big Sally coming to the funeral?
Sophia, Phil's wife's name is Angela. Why do you call her Big Sally?
Because she hates it. Just as she probably hates the fact that I talked Phil into being buried in a romantic mood. I'm gonna let that golden opportunity pass right by.
Hello.
Dorothy, I got her costume for the masquerade ball at the counseling center.
Oh, no. Is it time for that again?
Oh, it's the biggest social event of the season.
Dorothy, it'll be fun.
It will not be fun. There is no fun in my life. Have you ever prepared for death?
For somebody else's death, I have a stunning black dress.
Well, if I thought about it, the fact that I will die, then how can I take seriously most of the things I take seriously?
Like
eating, for example.
Oh. Whose cat is this?
Well, actually, I got it at the pound for somebody, and now they don't want him.
I was talking to Sarah Antonelli the other day. She's got a cellar full of mice, and she needs a cat. You think this guy's got the killer instinct?
Oh, I think so. Please take him, Sophia. His name is Buster.
We are going ice skating.
Dorothy, oh my God, can you believe it?
Hey, Puerto Ricans can ice skate.
Dorothy! Dorothy, look! It's a carving, see? Sal loves Sophia.
Ma!
You're Sophia?
That's right.
It was a pleasure meeting you all.
Good night. Well, I guess that solves the mystery.
I'll say, who would have thought Blanche would date somebody that long in the tooth?
I thought his teeth were nice. What I couldn't believe was how old he was.
Sometimes I really cannot believe my ears.
I would love to, but I'm not allowed to write prescriptions for 6 months. So please, will you sit down and stand? People, you may not believe it, but these issues are not insurmountable. It's not like that couple you were sitting next to in the waiting room. Major problems in the sack.
Doctor, that's confidential.
They're the in crowd. Look, the Senior Citizen Center is divided into 3 cliques. The hip group, the not-so-hip group, and the broken hip group. Which group would you want to be in?
Oh, Ma, when I was a kid, you always told me it wasn't important to be a member of a popular clique. You always said just be yourself.
Sure.
I just hate violent movies.
It's like watching an autopsy.
Is this seat taken? Did I miss the part where...
You don't think I'm going to hear anything.
I can't do it, Dorothy.
Jimmy, you've come this far.
I have to.
Jimmy, you're at a crossroad.
Here, you take him.
Oh, come on, Rose.
No, I insist. I mean, obviously you don't believe me. I think this is the best way to prove it.
Rose, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, I couldn't sleep.
She lost one of her oldest friends, and even though she made up with Mac, she knows that she'll probably never see him again.
Well, you go and get her. We will try to cheer her up. You don't want that poor little thing getting sick over this.
No.
Mom! Oh, my God!
Dorothy, what is it?
What, honey?
Oh, good.
Give this to Dorothy, you promise?
Yes, sure, Sophia.
Good. Now I can save what I know about you and the twin rabbinical students for another time.
Hunter, you look skeptical.
Well, hello. I didn't see you standing there.
Really? I haven't been able to take my eyes off you all evening. You look great, Blanche.
Jake, the reason I came over here, I wanted to tell you I made a mistake. I was wrong. Our differences don't really come to visit me at the museum. You don't see me taking out my breast in public. A lot.
I'd love to stay and argue with you, but I have to go.
To Connecticut. How do I know where it goes?
With me, the minute it goes in my mouth, I balloon up.
I can go out to dinner, and in the middle of the meal, my pants are cutting off my circulation so bad my feet are turning blue.
Well, I just want to be svelte for Barry.
Barry Glick is very important.
We'll just have to do until Disney unveils their Dumbo line. I better grab something to eat before Eddie gets here.
Wait a minute. Why don't you just go out to eat?
There never seems to be enough time.
Disaster.
Sweetheart, give yourself some credit. It wouldn't have been a total disaster without you.
Oh. Really, Mr. No Guy with an Earring parks my car? My God. You'd think an elegant restaurant like that would bring out the best in a man.
What it brought out was $250 from my wallet.
To pay for it. I certainly haven't.
She's always depended on the kindness of strangers.
Fine. Make jokes. I'd just like to know how you all would feel if you thought you were going to have a test tube for a son-in-law. Giving these last 2 weeks.
What?
He's been seeing me and Blanche and Phyllis behind our backs.
You're a dirtbag.
He's been seeing me too. Yes.
Oh, that man is sly.
Scum.
So Flugenochen.
What?
So Flugenochen. Anyway, Ben got older and I guess a little bit frail, and this is the hard part of my story. One autumn day I walked by that porch and old Ben was gone.
I bet he died in the bed he was born in.
And wrap it out of your hat.
Abracadabra, hocus picus.
Hocus.
My God, where's the damn rabbit? Give me the other hat.
Sophia, he's terrible.
No, he's not. He's terrific. Oh, you mean the act? We'll work on it.
Dreyfus, come here, boy. This one's Dreyfus. Yes, Mr. President. Thank you. Goodbye. The President loved my letter. Oh, I've got to write this down in my diary right now. Oh.
I just figured out what I'm going to do for the talent contest. What's it?
What? This we learned, that's what's not funny, and because seriously, if they can't get a laugh with it, you have to go back to the drawing board. And these women were such pros. They were talking about their table reads. They were miraculous. When these women had those scripts in their hands and would read.
He sure is cute. I love the way he's got that jorky little yellow feather behind his ear.
What's in the shoebox, Blanche?
Every last receipt and scrap of paper I have collected. I guess all we can do is pray. Unless you know of any surprises, Rose.
Sophia! Now you stop trying to trick Rose just because she's weak and vulnerable and dim-witted.
Yeah.
Hindenburg disaster. Ma, look who's here.
Oh, so, Mary. When's the baby due?
Ma, you're talking to a 16-year-old girl.
A knocked-up 16-year-old girl. Your good behavior badges. Come on now, you all know you use both fingers for the sunshine salute. Oh.
I'm so glad those little heathens finally left.
Oh, my goodness, no.
Well, you deserve to gloat a little.
I deserve to gloat a lot. But I can't. I know what the pain is like, and I wouldn't wish it on... I don't know how to finish that sentence. I usually say Stan. When did it happen?
A couple of months ago. She told me she thought we were no longer sexually compatible.
Wow, he sure is handsome.
Oh.
Yeah, what did he have to say?
Oh, that he's in town on business and that he's single again and that he'd love to be my date for the museum ball Saturday night.
The museum ball? Didn't Roger Clark postpone his kidney transplant so he could be your date?
It was. Then you're expecting me to compete with it.
But that's not true.
Listen, Rose, I can't fight a ghost. See, Charlie's not only dead, he's much younger. Look, Rose, you know I'm nuts about you, but I shouldn't have to prove it by jumping out of an airplane. I'm over 60.
Letter.
Good idea, Pussycat. I'm gonna write one to Mario Lanza.
Oh, I would like you all to meet Stevie. I'm gonna be coaching him. He's a professional baseball player.
Oh, you got Blanche's number from the wall in the dugout?
Yes, ma'am. And it sure was right.
From a service station across the street. Our farm was just down the road from.
Rose, honey, have you been washing the fruit off before you eat it? Listen, we have a decision we have to make right
In a museum, so I understand these things. You see now, for instance, this slasher color of red across the bottom, well, that represents the setting sun, and this jagged blue line, now that signifies the ocean. And then this spot of orange up here in the corner, that stands for the planets, and man's eternal struggle against nature and the earth.
And look at the end of the play until today.
If there's one thing I remember about my wedding night, it's Charlie telling me it's impolite to peek.
Rose, the play isn't real. It's a fairy tale. Not all stories end happily, and children have to learn that.
You call yourself a teacher? It's
Marinara and Louise Polito's chicken cacciatore.
Louise Polito, isn't she the one who brags about being Al Capone's piano teacher?
True, 103 years old. Anyway, the judges voted. It was a flat-footed tie. That's when I went into sudden death.
And?
I just told you, it was sudden death.
Giving directions.
Dorothy, I gave Kate the directions over the phone.
And who are you, Rand McNally? You couldn't make a mistake.
Shall I set this down someplace?
No, Rose. Go to the corner and open a stand.
Dorothy.
I'm sorry. It's just that I'm... Blanche.
Oh, believe me, it's no gamble.
But you know what I do like? I like music.
Music, well, wonderful, we can dance. Oh, yeah, we can do one of those hot, sweaty South American dances they do in the street because they don't have television sets.
Well, you got me again, Blanche. I don't dance.
You don't...
Papa! Ganapati Bappa!
Sare gama pa ma gama gare gare sare sani sa gare दर्शन केले मी गजानना हो आनंद सुखाचे झाले मना इथे दर्शन केले मी गजानना हो अंग अंग में समा गए बाबा मेरे घर पे अंग अंग में समा गए बाबा मेरे घर पे गणपति बाप्पा रे माझ्या घरी गणपती बाप्पा रे माझ्या घरी गणराज गजानन गणपती बाप्पा रे माझ्या घरी सारे गम पाम गमा गरे गरे सरे सनि सा गरे 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 नि सा सारे गम पाम गमा गरे गरे